What's up, guys? I know it's been a while. I haven't been doing a whole lot of videos on YouTube or really any content platforms. There's a video coming out explaining all of that. But, interesting things happened tonight on NXT 2.0. They started out the night with Roxanne Perez, a young 20-year-old talent, being attacked by a mysterious person. Now, a lot of people really thought it was Toxic Attraction, Mandy Rose, JC Jane, Gigi Dolan. And look, I like Toxic Attraction. I've always been a Mandy Rose fan. Been a Mandy Rose fan for a long time. I've always liked her work, and I've always respected her work. Even when she was with Sonya Deville on the main roster, when she went down to NXT, I was a bit confused of why. Now she's the NXT Women's Champion. She's partnered with two younger talents in JC Jane and Gigi Dolan, so she's more of a like a development talent. Like, she can help them develop, which makes perfect sense. But what was interesting about tonight is that throughout the show there was little tidbits of who attacked Roxanne. And so we get to the main event segment, and in the main event it's supposed to be Roxanne Perez versus Mandy Rose. And Cora Jade comes out. She says, "If Roxanne can't go, I'll fight you." Cool, no problem there. No issues there, right? Everybody happy-go-lucky. Everybody likes it. Roxanne is able to come out and compete. She's obviously to sell the attack. She's got she has her ribs taped up. Her stomach's all taped up. They go through the sequence of the match, and it's a solid match. And again, Roxanne is a 20-year-old young NXT rookie who is getting basically skyrocketed to the top. I have no problem with that if they book her correctly, because the first thing I noticed about Roxanne Perez, she's such a talented seller that her promo stuff needs work, and she'll get better at that. But as far as her in-ring abilities, she's been doing this for a while. She started training, I believe, when she was 16. And I believe her trainers are WWE talent. I cannot remember the name of the trainers. I'll try to get that information to y'all when I can. In fact, you know what? Let me look it up real quick. I'm just gonna look up real quick who trained Roxanne Perez. Who trained Roxanne Perez? Okay, so the Roxanne... Yeah, so Booker T was Roxanne Perez's trainer. So she knows the business as far as work in the ring. Her mic skills still need a little bit of work. She'll get better at that. She's extremely green in the ring, so I did not expect her to win the match. She didn't. Totally fine. Honestly, I'm surprised they booked her in a championship match instead of somebody like a Tiffany Stratton or a Nikita Lyons, who has more mic work. Like, they understand the mic stuff better, so they can cut a promo better. Yeah, it's very complicated. And listen, I understand wrestling is a story, right? It's a movie. These guys are playing a character, but it's a sport. It's one of those things where they have to learn how to talk. They got to learn how to cut promos. They got to learn how to sell you on their character, just like an actor does. But they also have to go through the physical aspect of, can your body take a bump? If you can't take a bump, you're not going to be a commodity to professional wrestling. Another reason I've been staying off of YouTube is because there's been a lot of stuff going on behind closed doors with WWE. I've been wanting to speak about it. I'll get to that in a second. But that's another reason I kind of I want to get all my all my thoughts together before I came on and said something about it. But Cora Jade turned heel tonight, and that's the big story coming out of NXT 2.0. We're gonna get Cameron Grimes versus JD McCulley next weekend, or I'm sorry, next week on NXT. I'm here for that. We've got AEW Fyter Fest tomorrow. That'll be fun on AEW Dynamite, free to watch. So you can bet yourself I'm going to be watching. I'm not sure what the card is, but I'm sure it'll be good. Here's my thoughts on the Cora Jade heel turn. She's such a loved person in the bit. Like fans gravitate towards Cora Jade because she's a skate rat. She's kind of, she's got this grittiness about her, and she marches at the beat of her own drum. That's her character. I love the heel turn. I like Cora Jade. I love her. She's again one of those people that are young. I think she's like 20, 22. She might actually be 19, but she's really young. And she's been in it a bit longer than Roxanne Perez. So because she's been in it longer, a heel turn on her being a heel turn makes total sense. She's the jealous friend, right? She's, oh, you're a blank, jealous friend. Okay? Now, I hope they go somewhere with this story and they don't just forget that it exists. Like, they've done that in the past where they'll have a big moment to end a show, and then you'll come back the next week for the show to see the fallout, and they don't acknowledge it. They've done it a lot with the women, especially the last couple of years. Carmella and Zelina Vega, two prime examples. And I'm sure everybody knows how I feel about Carmella. Love her. She's very talented. Don't think she's championship ready yet. But, and she's been a champion. Don't get me wrong. She's been a champion. But the character she's got right now, I don't know if I'd put the title on her just because of her character. But turning Cora heel is a good thing. It really is. She needed this for her career. Hopefully her career skyrockets and she becomes, extremely successful as a heel. She's got good mic skills, so she'll work well on the mic. She also knows how to cut people the wrong way and how to work, vocally on the mic. And she also knows how to work in the ring, so she'll be very successful. This is the only reason they did this. They want to make a star out of Roxanne Perez. They had her win the NXT Breakout Women's Tournament. That's how she got the championship opportunity. They last week had her and Cora take the NXT Women's Tag Team titles off of Toxic Attraction, JC Jane and Gigi Dolan. And then this week, they had her challenge and lose because of Cora to Mandy Rose. They want to make a star out of Roxanne Perez. They want her to be a babyface star. They want to see, can she carry our company, our brand as a babyface, and can Cora carry it as a heel, this division, and these two become the new superstars. The new Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley, if you will. However, Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair are megastars, especially Bianca. And Cora and Roxanne, no shade on them, no disrespect, but they're young and they still need work in certain areas. But I hate speaking about this. It's the first time I've publicly said something about it. Vince McMahon is caught up in a big mess. So some NDAs, I think they found, what, 6 in a decade or something like that. It's been a while. It's been going on for a long time. Non-disclosure agreements is what NDA is. And it's sexual allegations. It's sexual assault allegations. However, those have not been confirmed as criminal, so there's no criminal stuff yet. But he has stepped down as chairman of WWE. He has also stepped down as CEO. His daughter Stephanie has stepped up as chairwoman and and interim CEO of WWE. I'm gonna be dead serious with y'all. I don't like the situation right now for wrestling. Um, there's been a lot of years of Vince. He's done a lot of things that I don't condone. But there's been a lot that he's been able to hide. And I think as a wrestling fan, and I think other wrestling fans, and even if you're not a wrestling fan, if you've just, watched the news or kept up with the New York Post, then you know about this. Most wrestling fans figured that something would eventually come out about Vince. I think a lot of us thought it would be after he, was gone forever. I remember the first wrestling event I ever watched. I fell in love with wrestling, and I've watched ever since then. There was a few years where I didn't watch, but I didn't watch a full show, but I watched clips. I've consistently fallen in love with wrestling. Cody Rhodes' tweet that he had when he came back to WWE is true. Wrestling is a love story, and everybody in the wrestling community has to come together to show love for each other. I would love to be able to take some lessons, learn how to wrestle a little bit, take some bumps. I can't do that. I'd like to work in the wrestling world, in some capacity, commentator, reporter. But it's as much of a fun show that it is, and there are fun shows. It's a dangerous world to be in, because you're in the public eye, and you can't hide things forever. I think a lot of people, when they look at Vince McMahon, for as many years as he's been doing this, and as much as he has grazed and made a lot of people's childhoods, like I'm 19, and I've watched wrestling since I was, I think I was 14, maybe a little younger. It was WrestleMania 30, so about 8 years ago. I was probably 13. No, 8 years. I'd be 11. I was 11. So for a good chunk of my childhood, and now into becoming an adult, I love wrestling. I've been watching it a lot. I'm glad that there's two great promotions with WWE and AEW, but I think for a lot of people growing up, being a wrestling fan, you were enamored by the character. I certainly was. I'm one of those people that when I was younger, a Roman Reigns, a Cody Rhodes, a Seth Rollins, those were larger than life people to me. They were superheroes. They were my Batman and Spider-Man and Superman. But as I've gotten older, I've actually read more into the business side of it. The personal lives of these people, The backstage stuff. The stuff you don't see. The stuff you don't hear. but it has enamored me, and it is why I started doing this. But when you hear a story and a allegation like Vince has against him, I think it's time. It's time for Vince to leave the WWE in the hands of his daughter and in the hands of his son-in-law. There's no way he's getting out of this. He's not going to be able to pay his way out. And here's the issue. If it is found that there were company funds used to pay out these NDAs with the amount of money that came out, if it's company funds, that's a felony. That's a crime, and he could be arrested. That's the seriousness of it. We don't know if it's... Listen, I don't know, and nobody knows, I guess other than Vince, if it was company funds. If it was company funds, it's a bad thing. It's a really bad thing. If it's personal funds, it's not criminal, so he could avoid jail time. If it's company funds, it's criminal, and he'll go to jail. I didn't want to speak about this when it came out until I kind of wrapped my head around everything and accepted it that, he, one way or another, he's going to be out of the company. But who's going to make him? He owns, I think, 85% of WWE. He's still part of the, weekly shows, what happens. It's going to take Vince being told to leave to make him leave. He's not going to do it on his own. I hope that WWE can survive from this. I hope that they can, grow from this and that it doesn't affect their product, but I'm afraid it will. I like Vince as a character. He's always been a, cocky guy, but great character. But this isn't a script. This isn't a promo. This isn't a character. This is Vince in real trouble. And it's time that Vince sees that and steps down. That's all I gotta say about it. For those of you that watch my YouTube channel, I apologize for the not being around on YouTube that much. I've had a lot going on in my personal life, and I've had a lot going on trying to figure some stuff out with this whole Vince situation. But yeah, that's the situation. I hope each and every one of you have a wonderful rest of your night. If anything big happens tomorrow night on AEW, I will be here to talk about it. We do have SummerSlam coming up on July 30th. Super excited for that. That's going to be a great show. I will be ready. I will be watching it. And we're going to get Roman versus Brock. I'm not looking forward to that. I'm kind of tired of seeing it. But it's a last man standing match, and they're actually saying that this is the last time ever for these two. So maybe this really will be the last time. Although, just between my thoughts to y'all, WWE never really keeps that. We promise he won't be back, But hey, I'm okay with it because I like Brock Lesnar. I just don't like Brock versus Roman anymore. It's kind of played out. It's been going on 7 years. This storyline rivalry since 2015. You know, can we stop with the storylines, please? Thank you. But hope you guys all have a great rest of your week. If nothing happens big in the wrestling world, y'all will not see me until after SummerSlam, July 30th, streaming on Peacock in the US and WWE Network everywhere else. If you don't have Peacock or the WWE Network, please get it, subscribe, and join us on this amazing ride of wrestling. In the words of the great American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, wrestling is a love story. Thank y'all. Bye.